Well, we're here with the one and only Nick Carpenter. How you doing?
Good. Nice to see you again, Mike.
Man, I like that last name. It works out really good, doesn't it?
I've been asked a few times how long you've been a carpenter. I can honestly say my entire life.
Well, this is a house that you've been working on. Really, actually started about the second week in November. You picked it up, you flipped it, and so some of the things. I mean, we're probably at 78% right now.
Yeah, we're close. We're getting close. Starting to put the subflooring down. We got all the paint up. And we'll be getting all the rest of the subflooring down this week, and we'll be starting to put all the cabinets in and all the flooring on the inside. It's going pretty good.
Help you out with your flooring here, because we got a real neat product that you might want to put in here that just looks like just regular wood flooring, and it's awesome, and hopefully we can help you out with that. But it's just amazing if we look back at some of the stuff we shot earlier here, all the stuff you've been able to do to this house and do it right. You know, that's a good thing.
Well, let's start off by saying this was a big project. Okay, yeah. This is a lot bigger than we anticipated, but we couldn't ignore.
Right.
Okay, so we had to come in here, do a lot of gut, a lot of new insulation had to go in, a lot of extra framing we never anticipated. We knew we were going to add, make 2 bedrooms instead of 1 long, big bedroom. Mm-hmm. We knew the dormer wasn't going to be able to be used because it was so short, even though it was in the past. But what we found when we opened up walls, we didn't anticipate. But that's part of the game. If you're thinking about flipping a home or buying one to rent or whatever, these things happen. Prepare yourselves for it. Expect the worst. Hope for the best, but expect the worst. And anticipate it, and just plan for it. And this is one of those projects that became a headache. We're getting there. It's looking awesome. The drywall went pretty good once we got it finished up. The paint's on. Looks good. Now we got to tighten up these floors, get new subflooring down so our floors come out really nice. Well,
something too. A lot of people think, wow, I'm gonna find, and granted, there's a lot of houses in Toledo that you can pick up very, very cost efficiently here. But when it comes to this, having a professional like yourself, there's not many things. I don't think there's really anything in a house that you guys can't do.
Yeah, we're not scared of anything. Now, obviously, I'm not a licensed plumber or a licensed electrician, so we ask these guys to come in and get these things up to code. We want to do this right, get the proper permits, but I'm a licensed remodeler by trade. I've seen just about everything. Don't get me wrong, I haven't seen everything. Mm-hmm. I've seen some things that still to this day.
Yeah, knock on wood, huh?
Yeah, but, we want to make sure this is right. And, I tell everybody, before you ever buy a house, obviously I'm a little more bold, and I'm like, yeah, I can do it. But I tell everybody, be careful if you're thinking about buying a house like this. Pay that $100 or $150 inspection fee. Have somebody out and give a good thorough check over it. It's worth its weight in gold. And don't just hire a handyman or something that's going to say, come out here, get a licensed contractor, or actually pay for a home inspection. Look at the house before you buy it, because this is a perfect example of a house that needed a lot of extra work. It's going to be a beautiful home when we're done. But when we do a house like this, this also gives us the opportunity to train my men to come in there. We hone our skills. So when we come work for the general public, we have top-notch guys. You're going to have a professional out here. You see the work we've done, and we expect nothing but the best from our guys. And this always gives us the opportunity to hone their skills.
Well, too, and we're going to be showing this a little bit till this baby's done. I want to really quick here now talk about this drywall that you guys put on here, and something if folks, if you've lived in old houses, maybe East Toledo houses a little closer to the inner city area, this type of texture that you guys put on this wall, and I don't know if our cameraman can get in there to get that texture. It's absolutely gorgeous, but it just so reminds me of an old house, and it's done so well.
Okay, the whole trick, and I think we talked about this once before, when we're doing remodeling, we want it to look good. We want it to look like it was of the period. We want it to look we don't want it. We can always come in here and spray texture, do a knockdown. But that doesn't make sense in my opinion. If I got one room that's got this type of texture, then the rest of the house is a dot. We want it to look the period. That's why we kept the moldings the way they are. We went with stockade type molding. We kept everything very clean. That's of the period. We got two different names for this depending on the contractor. You have what's called a stipple texture or a daub texture. Stipple is referred to the type of brush that's used. It's called a stipple texture brush. Other old timers, if we want to say, call it a daub because that's what you're doing. You're daubing.
Right.
Okay. And now you have two different ways you can apply it. Typically, you just roll the mud on. Then you want it basically. You're slapping. You're actually trying to pull the texture off the drywall. And then what you can then do is after you apply that, you have two options. You can either knife it down, or you can just leave the texture here. This one we did a light knockdown, and then we left the ceilings and we didn't touch them.
Oh, it's gorgeous. And older plaster houses, this is a typical texture for an older plaster house.
And it hides a multitude of sins. Like in this house, we kept some walls up, so you can't tell where I had new drywall going up to the plaster. You just can't tell. Because basically we're putting an entire full coat or a skim coat of mud over everything. Then we're doing a complete texture to match. And we can do this even in basements. If we do drywall up to, let's say you're keeping the block, we can do a skim coat on the block, then do this type of texture between drywall and block. Unless you go up there and touch it, you cannot tell the difference between the plaster and the drywall.
Well, that's something that I've always seen in the older houses when they do have work done, where they'll come down and they'll just throw a knockdown on the new stuff, and you've just got complete differences when you look at it. And this really makes it look really nice, and I'm very impressed.
Thank you.
From the kitchens of Italy to you, Arturo's Pizza Kitchen is the home of authentic Italian food. As one of the oldest independently owned pizzerias in Toledo, Arturo's Pizza Kitchen has been serving since 1988. With pizza, salads, award-winning subs, chicken chunks and wings, Mom's own lasagna recipe, and our famous cheese sticks, we have it all. Never frozen, always homemade. Arturo's Pizza Kitchen, 385 East Andres in Northwood. Hungry? Call Arturo's, 419-698-1641.
Since 1938, Gladio Do-It-Best Home Center has been synonymous with hardware, landscaping, plumbing, and your electrical needs. At our all-new store, we have another specialty, trains. Trains are a great hobby for kids of all ages. Gladio leads the way in keeping that hobby alive. They have all the major brand names, plus the largest selection of train accessories. Gladio Do-It-Best Home Center, Navarre, just east of Pearson Park. Gladio, we have great prices, but we specialize in service.
Whether you're building new or want to add value and elegance to your existing home, you can be confident in Buckley's Hardwood Floors. Add natural, long-lasting beauty to any room with custom installs or bring an old floor back to life with refinishing. Buckley's Hardwood Floors. Quality work, competitive rates, strong work ethic. Once we start your job, we're there until we're finished. Buckley's Hardwood Floors. After all,
you stand on our reputation.
Hi there, I'm Nick with A+ Building Maintenance. Do you have unwanted junk at your home? Is your garage cluttered? Your attic need clean? Do you have unwanted appliances? Here at A+, we offer trash removal, hauling, and light demolition. We can even clean out your rental units and tame your overgrown lots. We offer trash trailer rentals as well. We drop off, you load, and we take away, or our uniform staff can load it for you. Visit us today at ToledoHandyman.com or call 419-478-1542.
Welcome back to Let's Fix Her Up, right here with Nick Carpenter, our Toledo handyman, and we got a good tip for you this week coming up. And hey, we're in the kitchen area of this house that you guys are flipping right now, and in about a week or so, we're going to have beautiful countertops in here, and this thing's going to be ready to go.
Yeah, we're getting really close. By the end of this week, we should be able to be ready for cabinets. I'm excited to, anytime we get ready to put the cabinets in, you know we're getting really close. That's the last step for me before I start putting the flooring in.
Right.
You know, and because we obviously don't want to be dragging cabinets over new flooring. But yeah, by the end of this week, we should have all the flooring prepped with new Luan, and then the cabinets go in, then all we got to do is put the flooring in. This would be really good.
Well, my one question here, because with an older home, what you do, because we're in a position where you've kind of changed areas where the kitchen actually went you kind of had a big L in it. It
didn't make a lot of sense.
No, it didn't. And with what you're doing here now, it makes a lot more sense. You got your living room and dining room. But what are you going to do by having this big window here, you know, for your cabinets on this side? The great thing is you're going to have cabinets on both sides of countertops.
Yeah, that's going to have a lot of cabinets. It's not a big kitchen, but we're utilizing every inch of this space. We're going to have a full base cabinet, 5-foot base cabinet over here.
Okay.
We're going to have, you know, obviously a garbage disposal. We're going to have a stove, a fridge, a built-in microwave over here with a vent. Then on this side, we're going to have our dishwasher.
Very good.
Very nice, tight, compact kitchen. But we'll have an 8-foot countertop space, cabinets, wall cabinets the whole length. We'll have a wall cabinet over here and a wall cabinet over here. Plenty of storage. We utilize as much space as possible. And you still have all the amenities. We didn't sacrifice any of those. And
you're able to use standard size cabinetry in here too.
Yeah. Well, anytime when we do a remodel, and I encourage everybody to do this. If you're on a tight budget, do your best to use stock materials.
Sure.
You know, really plan this out. Take that extra time. Do your extra measurements. When I was doing the framing, and we've shot that before, I made sure that I made stuff at 8 foot. Everything, you know, depending on what you're getting, 8 foot's a very standard increment. 6 foot and 10 foot, those are very standard increments. Keep that in mind when you're planning out a kitchen. You don't want something coming out on a weird number like a 9 or let's say like 8.5 for that matter. Now we have the extra 6 inches or a foot that we got to make up, which is cost you an extra $300-400 easy. Keep it simple.
And one thing that I notice with a lot of people that do their own home repairs, they don't line things up on their windows.
Yeah, we want that natural lighting.
You know, and I see that with your PEX and everything that you've got here. You know, you're going to be able to line this up good where you'll have your range over here, and everything will line up on the windows. Project we're going to be starting at my house. The people that were in there before, it's not lined up, and so you know your sink is like right here, and your main cabinets down here don't fit. You want all of this to fit together and then branch off out of that, and that'll work out real nice over here.
It'll look very clean for sure.
And right off the kitchen is this nice little area for your washer and your dryer right here. Everything's going to work out real smooth here. Not to mention, you've got your heat, and this is something we really didn't talk too much about, is your electric heat that you've got all through the house.
Yeah.
Being able to have, you know, the family area where you're going to be in the living area, have that warm, and keep everything else around 60 degrees is going to save a ton of money.
Yeah. Well, and then that's a really nice thing about electric baseboard. So, you know, to each their own.
Sure.
If one person lives, I know for myself, when I go to sleep, I like a cooler room.
Sure.
Someone else likes it hotter. Now that you have that convenience, you can set the temperature in the room you're in, wherever you want. This is a small home. It's going to be very easy to heat, as you can tell. We had only set at 60 degrees in here. Very comfortable.
Sure.
You know, obviously, while we're working, it's very comfortable. If I was living here, I'd want it a little bit warmer. But it's very easy to maintain. The baseboard, we even heated the crawl with a little extra, so we don't want these floors to be too cold. You don't want to be obviously sitting on an ice box. You want them around insulated all the outside walls. But yeah, the electric baseboards worked out really well for us here.
Well, not to mention, too, a lot of people are worried or scared about putting the electric in because of cost. But I'm one. I have my big office area, and it has one base heater in there, and it keeps it warm, and it's very economical, and I recommend it for everybody now.
Yeah, and we went with the 220. You know, a lot of people don't understand that there's a huge difference between 110 and 220. Now, if you don't understand that, the best thing, obviously, if you're thinking about buying, talk to an electrical professional. They'll explain it in more detail. Right. But basically, 220 is going to give you, it's using, not as, if you think it uses more electricity, it actually is using half as much as electricity as a 110. It just doesn't use as much electricity. It's a much more efficient heat. And also, it's much, typically the units are a little cheaper as well.
Do you have old pictures, home movies, or videos that you would like to have made into a videotape? Or better yet, a DVD? Let Creative Video Imagery take your home movies, videos, and still pictures and preserve them on videotape or digital DVDs. It doesn't cost a lot, and of course, memories are priceless. Our presentations can be used for wedding receptions, graduations, retirements, or just that special gift for that someone special. Call today, 419-693-6667. Creative Video Imagery. Memories are priceless.
Hi there, I'm Nick with A+ Building Maintenance, your Toledo handyman. Do you need home repairs done? Not sure who to call? Here at A+, we install everything from light bulbs to roofing. We're fully licensed and insured to protect you. We're also a proud member of the BBB. Please visit us online at ToledoHandyman.com. There you can see many before and after photos along with other customer testimonials and ask your own home repair question. Any job big or small, A-plus Building Maintenance, 419-478-1542.
Welcome to the Hungry Eye, Toledo's original sandwich maker, founded in 1970.
The event they ever want to extend it and finish that off for whatever reason, it'll be easy to do.
Hi there, I'm Nick with A-plus Building Maintenance, your Toledo handyman. Today we're going to talk about repairing a crack in your drywall. I have been asked many times, what is the best tape to use on repairing drywall cracks? I personally like to use mesh tape. It is stronger than paper tape and for smaller repairs, much more efficient. I would look a little closer at what caused the crack though. If this is an outside wall, you may not have enough insulation. Drywall will move when exposed to excessive heat or cold. If this has been repaired before, you may want to fix it with paintable silicone. The silicone will let it stretch before cracking again. I have to emphasize though, make sure it is paintable. Make sure to do a perimeter check of all exterior walls for any additional sagging or sinking. This may be the start of a larger problem. Now, if you have more questions about this subject or would like a free estimate, please visit us at ToledoHandyman.com or call 419-478-1542. I am Nick with A-plus Building Maintenance, your Toledo handyman, and that was your tip for the week.
Well done.
Thank you, buddy. Hey, we will see you next week. We'll be looking at this house again. We'll also be putting that workbench together. Not to mention Tom Elders with Seagate putting together that beautiful basement. And I tell you what, all of a sudden, and it's nice to know there's a lot of projects going on. So yeah, it's a good thing for Toledo.
Things are definitely turning around. You know, I know that we hear a lot of negatives, but I'm a positive type person. I tell everybody, you know, think positive all the time. Even when you're doing these projects that we talk about, don't ever get yourself beat up, because there was a time you or I never knew anything there was to do about home repairs. The thing is that we just took the attitude, you know what, I can do it. If he can do it, I can do it type attitude, and we just figured it out. I'm a big firm believer, just as you are, Mike, you can do this stuff. And if you ever have any questions or you have some concerns, give us a call or check us out on our website. You go to letsfixherup.com or go to my website directly at ToledoHandyman.com. Be more than happy to answer any of your questions about these projects.
And boy, we've been getting a lot of them. Matter of fact, I've got to take you up to a job. Guy's doing a job and he just needs a couple of questions asked.
Yeah, and it's pretty common, and I have no problems with that. It's always a free estimate.
Hey, we will see you next week right here on Let's Fix Her Up. You got to get to work. Go get some sleep. That's what you need.
Long day.
Very good. Very good.